Hello, this is John Locke, and today we're going to be answering a viewer question about content that their SEO company is posting on their site. Today's question comes to us from a Facebook group that I'm a part of. I believe that the person who asked this question, they're a web designer or they build websites for a living, but they don't do SEO. So the question goes like this. The third-party SEO company that my clients have hired have posted 3 blog posts, and 2 of them so far are just embeds of Google slide presentations. I asked them, and I'm assuming they mean SEO company, I asked them, wouldn't it be better to type all that content out so Google can crawl all the text and the alt attributes in the images? What this SEO company that their client hired said to them was, it's a Google product, so Google can see all that content and it's going to help you rank higher. And the person asking the question goes on to say, this seems really suspicious to me, given that there's Bing and Yahoo and all these other search engines. What's your take on this? So there's a few things to unpack here. The first thing is the alleged content that this SEO company is posting is merely embeds of slideshows. There's no real reason for Google to rank an embed of their own slide presentation above the original content, unless you're adding commentary, additional takes, additional content that goes along with that. Right off the bat, it is suspicious because you're really doing nothing to increase the original value of the content. It'd be the same as taking a YouTube video and then calling that a blog post, and then adding no further commentary, no additional breakdown, no analysis, nothing. So there's really no reason for that to rank above the original material. The second thing is this SEO company is definitely selling this web designer's client a package of stuff. And we've talked about this in the past, but if your SEO company is selling you packages, say they're going to build you 20 links per month and they're going to write 5 blog posts per month, what happens more often than not if they're a low end of the market SEO company, meaning you're only paying them a few $100 a month, is they're going to cut corners like this because they have to. They're focused on this quota. They're going to build you spammy backlinks. They're going to write paper-thin blog posts like this where you're just embedding a video, you're just embedding a slideshow, you're not adding anything original to it. So ideally, if you're hiring an SEO company and in any way, shape, or form they're helping you with content, it should be one of 3 ways. 1, either they're giving you a list of all the content that you need to create, and this would work if you have an in-house marketing team, if you've got somebody that's dedicated already in your organization to creating content. Maybe you've got one person, a couple people, but you have the means and the resources, somebody that knows your organization and your industry, and they can create that content for your site. 2 would be the SEO company is going to collaborate with you, meaning that they're going to give you a list of all the content that needs to be created. But they're also going to work alongside you. Maybe they draft an outline of what needs to be included with that. Maybe they show you what's ranking on page 1 for that particular search term and give you an idea of the depth of content that you need to produce for that. Maybe they give you a rough draft and you do a sanity check on it and you just check it for errors. Maybe you're doing a collaboration with your SEO company on the content. The third means of creating content would be the SEO company just straight up creates the content. Now you need to be careful with this one because what can happen a lot of times, and especially if the SEO company is specializing in 15 different verticals and they're helping all different types of companies, what they might do is just straight up borrow or plagiarize somebody else's content, maybe change a couple words here and there, or they'll take a Wikipedia article and just publish that. That's not going to help you because Google is going to know that that's plagiarized from somewhere else and it's still not going to rank higher than the original content. What you should do is, if you have an SEO company that's creating original content for you, make sure that they understand your industry, make sure that they understand the exact vertical that you're working in. Have them show you some of the content that they've created before for other clients to where you can do a check on it. Make sure that they're not plagiarizing stuff. Make sure that they're putting stuff in their own words or they have their own original insights. Ideally, you'd be working hand in hand with an SEO company, or they'd be giving you topics and specific ideas and specific outlines of stuff that you would need to be creating. But sometimes you just don't have time, and you don't have the resources within your organization, and so you got to work with a SEO company. So back to the original question. If you've got an SEO company and they're creating paper thin content and it's just embeds of other people's stuff, like a video, like a slideshow, and they're not adding anything original to that, you need to cut ties with that company as quickly as possible. So the original person that asked this question, your client needs to cut ties with that SEO company as soon as they can, because I think it's just going to be money thrown down the drain. I don't see any reason why Google would take somebody's embed of a slideshow and rank it above their own original slideshow. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But where this thought process comes from, there's a lot of unscrupulous SEOs out there that look for ways to kind of manipulate the system, and so they're using things like Google content to try and sidestep. Unfortunately, it really doesn't work. You really do have to create best-in-class content that solves the customer's need wherever they are in the funnel, whether it's they're interested in learning more, or they're trying to make a buying decision, or they're ready to buy. Whatever's on the page needs to address those concerns directly, at least as good as whatever's in the top 5 results. Otherwise, you really don't stand a chance, and especially when there's a lot of big brands that you're going up against. You absolutely have to make content marketing a differentiator. Otherwise, why bother? A lot of this harkens back to 5 years ago in the SEO industry. In the web design world, a lot of people were told if you blog once a week or every day that you're going to see your rankings go up. What that led to was a lot of people creating 300-word posts that over time, they weren't really that significant anymore. They really didn't add value. It was just a means to publish more often. All this was really just an attempt to game the system. In 2018, 2019, you've got to create really compelling content. Everybody is up their game to such a level. Making paper-thin content is not going to cut it anymore. You really have to be on the content game and creating original stuff that has your own personal insights or the insights of your organization, says things in your own voice, and has some depth to it. It can't be paper-thin. It can't be plagiarized. You have to find a way to articulate your insights, whether that's writing it down, whether it's making a video, whether it's recording audio. You have to find a way to do that. That's my 2 cents on the subject. If you have an SEO question that you'd like to see us answer, go ahead and drop it in the comments below. We'll answer it out in a future video for you. My name's John Locke. My business is Lockdown Design and SEO, and we help manufacturing and industrial companies. We help them get more organic traffic and rank higher in Google and Bing to where they get more requests for quotes. If you're getting value from this channel, I would say please subscribe. We're going to be publishing videos once a week. That's our brand promise to you, no matter what. Sorry if my voice is a little raspy today. I'm fighting back a little bit of a flu. I'm not feeling the best, but I wanted to put this out there and make sure that I answered this question for you. Until next time, peace. You know, same thing as I said before, you get what you pay for.